Hello, my name is Taylor Weldon. I'm the creative director of Carryology, and today I'm going to show you how I pack for a motorcycle camping trip for 2 weeks down in Patagonia. Okay, so this is all the gear I have, and there's nothing hidden. I promise there's no smoke and mirrors here. It's on the list in the comment section below on the article that I'm also going to publish with this. It doesn't make the cut, and it's not going along. I wanted to give a little bit of insight on how this all works and kind of how I personally pack and how I think for a trip like this, kind of an epic trip. We're gonna be experiencing super cold weather, lots of wind. We're gonna be motorcycle riding, of course. We're gonna be on planes, we're gonna be hiking. We're gonna be in cities like Lima and Buenos Aires. And we're gonna be ultimately riding down to the end of the world, which I believe it's pronounced Ushuaia. I think it's pronounced Ushuaia. Ushuaia is known as the southernmost inhabited place on Earth other than Antarctica, which is just for research. It's not really like a country per se. So we're basically gonna be starting in Austin, flying to Miami, flying to Lima, Peru, Lima down to Santiago, Chile, and then Santiago to Puerto Natales. And then we're gonna be riding our motorcycles all the way down to the end of the Earth, then back, and flying to Buenos Aires, and then finally make our way home to Austin, Texas. So without further ado, let's jump into this. And I think I'm gonna start with the bags themselves. This is gonna be my Bedouin Poacher. This is brand new from Bedouin, the black on black anyway. They've offered this in different colors, but this is gonna be my walk around bag. And I really like this, the size and frankly the aesthetic. It's wax cotton, it's got a Cobra buckle. It's got the mesh on the outside so I can put gloves or something in there. But I'll show you how I pack this in a minute. And then I have the Mystery Ranch Mission Duffel here. And this thing is epic. I believe it's the medium size. And I really like this because we might need to strap this to the back of the bikes, and it is water resistant fabric here, TPU coated, and it can be worn as a backpack. Let's start just by packing this damn thing up. I always keep some silica gel packets that are water resistant when I know I'm gonna be going to wet places. So first of all, I'm gonna start with Zero shoes. It's XZRO. And they're actually, sandals. I wouldn't say they're the lightest sandals in the world, but they are gonna stay on if we get in some moving water, which you plan to. Basically take up no space at all. Volume and weight are critical for this one, and that's where I got these. Next up, we have some camping gear. This is the Sea to Summit Spark 30-degree down sleeping bag. Next, I have the ultralight Sea to Summit sleeping pad. And next up, I have a Sea to Summit Alto TR1 tent. And this is a semi-freestanding tent. Now, if we really wanted to save weight, my travel buddy and I, we could have got the two-person tent. With us being camping the whole time and riding motorcycles and being two dudes, we figured we're gonna be stinky, so we each got our own tent, so we don't have to worry about snoring and being smelly next to each other. Next up, Sea to Summit Eros down pillow. And as you can see, it's quite tiny, and it does inflate, and it is very comfortable. Just gonna tuck that in the corner. Now I have all my camping gear right here. Here is my Sea to Summit Garment mesh bag. And I really like this because it allows your stuff to breathe without, kind of getting funky in there. In here, I have a Sea to Summit kind of stuff sack dry bag. And what I do with this is, as clothes get dirty, they go in here until I can get a chance to wash them. Ultimately, this keeps fresh clothes away from dirty clothes and the stink from permeating into my whole bag. Now, if you read the list, you'll see that I have 3 pairs of darn tough socks. We're gonna get to where the third one is in a little while. Patagonia Capilene Cool t-shirt, this one, that's it. I have a pair of Fjallraven Keb trousers, my favorite, what I like to call adventure pants. Wax cotton canvas and a good amount of stretch. I have Unbound Merino boxers, merino wool for warmth and for breathability and for keeping things antimicrobial. Why are you still watching? That's kind of weird that you want to see my underwear. Here I have an Arc'teryx Row balaclava. I have the Row zip shirt, and then also Arc'teryx merino wool pants, leggings. And that's all the clothes I'm bringing for 2 weeks. And the idea is, I can wash this in a stream, I can wash this in a sink. I'm bringing, I have soap in my little tech kit. I'm always wearing something new and fresh after washing it. So I just don't want to carry 10 pounds of luggage of clothes on my back that I'm not wearing. And again, I'm only wearing clean clothes. That's gonna go right here on the bottom of the bag. Really starts to fill it out, as you can see. This is a Rab Cirrus Flex 2.0 insulated jacket. So this is what's going to be keeping us warm while riding motorcycles, hiking on glaciers, and in the super freezing cold and windy southern tip of the world. Next up, I have some outdoor research, Gore-Tex, I call these Foray waterproof pants. You know, these are kind of just if it starts raining really hard while we're on the motorcycles and I need to put something over my pants. These are waterproof. My Fjällräven pants are water resistant, so that's why I got these, you know, for when it gets really bad, but they are pretty much the lightest full-featured waterproof pants on the market that I could find anyway. Next up, I have a Goal Zero solar panel, and this is pretty awesome. This will be mounted to the back of our bikes because we're only gonna have one little cigarette lighter USB thing for power, and I have a Leica camera to power, a GoPro to power, a battery pack to power, phone to power, all this fun stuff. And just for a little bit of safety, I'm keeping this right here on top of the clothes. You know, so there's a little bit of padding going on in there. And speaking of strapping things down, these are 2 Sea to Summit straps, and they'll help strap things to the back of the bike. I believe this is the longest version. Continuing on, the motorcycle gear. These are some climb gloves. They are Gore-Tex, so if it starts raining while riding, I'll be fine. So they're gonna go right in here. I have an Arai helmet here, and it's got the tinted visor because my eyes hate the sunlight. Got a GoPro mount on here, and I brought a bunch more GoPro mounts to mount on the bike. Now that helmet is going to go into just some cheap, but actually pretty nice, who makes this? Kemimoto bag I found on Amazon. And actually, I didn't think about wearing the helmet on the plane because you're allowed, you know, 1 piece of luggage and then 1 personal item. So this is just gonna be my personal item, and the better one is going to be my luggage, if you will, and this will get checked. Not a big fan of checking bags, but for this one, it's pretty big. I'm going to prefer checking this in the whole way down. Hopefully they don't lose it. This, honestly, in my opinion, is what made the entire trip possible, gear-wise. You know, I'm kind of a safety nerd when it comes to motorcycle. I'm pretty risky in a lot of other things in my life, but, you know, with motorcycle gear and riding, I like to have the utmost protection. And, you know, riding pants and big riding jackets, they're just huge and they weigh a ton. I'd have to check, you know, probably 2 bags, which is already, checking 1 bag is already absurd to me. So checking 2 bags is just absolutely nuts. I could never do that. But this company, and they're based out of Belgium, they're called Botex. They make the coolest adventure motorcycle gear on earth. So this basically is AAA rated, as well as the highest level of CE rating, which is both for impact as well as, you know, sliding abrasion. The reason that is super cool is because it's super small. Now, in comparison to like a riding jacket, this thing it's nothing. So I actually wear this as a base layer. And the reason they're able to get this so thin and small is because Dyneema. So this is made with Dyneema. I was talking to the designer of the brand, super awesome guy who hooked it up. This has padding throughout and packs down super small. So that's the shirt, and the pants also made of Dyneema, and they have the same skid abrasion resistant rating as well as impact rating with the armor panels and the hips. And I love these things. They take up pretty much no room. The coolest part about all these is I have all this cool outdoor gear, and I can wear these as base layers and then wear my waterproof jacket over top, you know, wear my insulating layer over top. I'm not putting all my eggs into one basket with just a riding jacket, which then I have to wear around, you know, cities. The last thing that's gonna go in this bag is my toiletry kit. And this is a Magpul Dhaka Light. Actually designed this guy here, the Magpul Dhaka collection. Back in the day, when I was at Magpul. So I got Advil, I got cold medicine, night and day, diarrhea medicine, sinus medicine, you know, just kind of everything, kind of emergency. Gold Bond. I think we all know what Gold Bond is for. I have a long beard, so I have a pop brush that I took the handle off of. Pretty substantial first aid kit in here, you know, emergency first aid kit, and a little Night Eyes runoff waterproof pouch. From the Belroy Light, I got some contacts, just in case it's like humid and I don't have to wear glasses underneath of the helmet, even though it has the fog-free visor. The glasses can still fog up. Here I have some backup toilet paper and some Dude wipes, Old Spice deodorant, Crest toothbrush, Oral-B toothbrush with a little travel head on there. And here's where I'm keeping my patches that we're going to be hiding throughout the trip, maybe giving away to some people that we meet, as well as the Global Expedition patches. We hide these all over the world, so we're going to be hiding at least 2 of them down at the end of the world. And then here, this is kind of the fun one. It's like the emergency repair kit. It's not that wild, but it is pretty functional. I've been using this for years now. And this is some Dyneema cord, some zip ties, some Gorilla Tape wrapped around a credit card, and then I have some Gear Aid, like Tenacious Tape. And there's also an Apple AirTag in here. And with that, that's everything for this bag. It's not even fully loaded out. I mean, I could still fit a little bit more stuff in there, but I'm choosing not to, because you don't need to fill all the space. Do not need to fill all the space, I'll say it again. Next up, we're gonna kind of get into a little bit of tech stuff. So this is the DJI Mini Pro 4 drone, and this is in the DJI little kit pouch thing here. I'm using the Peak Design by Carryology strap here, and what that's gonna do is I can take this off with the anchors, actually cut this thing off of the Dremel, and I can attach them to the bottom of the remote controller when I need to. Now this is the one thing I lied about. I sort of cheated with this one. I am bringing this along, but thanks to my great friend Jordan, my travel buddy, he's actually going to carry this one because I only have a Bedouin poacher to store the rest of everything you see here. He actually has a small backpack, a Bedouin Galleries, so that'll fit in his backpack. Not too big. Thank you, Jordan. Here is what's basically going to go in my Bedouin poacher. That's it. First up, my Leica Q3-43. And yes, you'll notice it's black. They don't come in black. I blacked it out because I'm a psycho. All things must be black. So that's gonna be my primary camera. I keep it in this Optech USA, I think it's the rangefinder pouch. It's just enough padding and it fits the Leica Q2, Q3, whatever, like it was made for it. On here, I have the Peak Design by Carryology leash, the collab leash here. And this poacher I chose because it's a great size. It's not gonna allow me to overpack. It's kind of simple. It's easy to use and looks great. Hidden pocket here in the back. I've been using the Barbarossa for many years. It's probably my favorite and most used bag of all time, but I've been wanting to try this, especially because the netting here. I figure the motorcycle gloves, like I said. So next up, I have the PGY Tech little Mantis tripod situation here. And this thing is super cool because it's a tripod and it also is a battery, which it can plug in here to the USB on the GoPro. Hopefully this comes in handy when I try vlogging for the first time on this trip. Let's see if I screw that up. And then, GoPro Hero 12 Black with the mic mod on there, so audio doesn't sound horrible. Now, I have my Randolph glasses case here. I have my regular glasses in here. So much tech. This will be my keychain for the motorcycle so I don't lose it. The little Glow Rhino tritium glow bead and some reflective nylon paracord on a Night Eyes little carabiner, little lens cloth. I have an Anker JM Prime charger, which has 4 chargers, so when I do have electricity, I can charge all my stuff hopefully all at once. I have an awesome Goal Zero power bank here, 2 Anker cables, well actually 3, but I'll get to that. USB-C, 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 everything. Here's my Leica battery charger. I have a little Anker cigarette lighter charger. This will be necessary for the bike because it's the only way we're gonna have power for about a week. Please don't fail on us. This is the Road Warrior International charger, and this is the single best adapter for international travel on earth. It's like $10 on Amazon. Press pause, go buy this. I've seen these things are so big and they have all these different attachments. This does everything. It's like a little transformer. It's so cool. I'm not getting a single dollar from this. This is super cool. I promise. I love this thing. Here is a Princeton Tech headlamp. It's got red, and it's also got bing. And here I have a little Anker memory card reader. I have a backup thumb drive. We got some batteries for that headlamp, and extra memory cards, and Apple AirTag. It's all zipped up. That's just gonna go right into here. So this is what I'm gonna be walking around with. I'll probably empty that little tech pack out as I walk around places because it's still really not that heavy. So that is my Mystery Ranch mission duffel, fully packed. It's my helmet. This is my Bedouin poacher bag. This will get checked. This will be over my shoulder, and this I'll just carry on and put in the overhead. Now we're gonna talk about what I'm actually gonna be wearing on the plane. I have one more pair of Darn Tough socks, one more pair of Unbound Merino boxers, Patagonia Capeline t-shirt, Fjallraven Peb trousers, Barab Namchi Gore-Tex jacket, Marathon SS Nav watch, Belroy Carology slim sleeve wallet, and then for traveling purposes, that's the passport sleeve. It's a Stetson Bozeman hat, and it is crushable. I mean, that's probably making some people just squirm seeing that happen. But you do that, and it just pops right back into shape. It's actually kind of magic. This will be just for, walking around, keeping water off my face. Last but not least, the Scarpa Kinesis Pro Gore-Tex boot. Now this one, I searched high and low for the right boot for this trip. Again, we're gonna be walking through cities, on glaciers, on trails. We're gonna be motorcycling. You kind of have to have an all do everything boot. It's gonna keep your feet warm, keep your feet dry, and also be stable enough for motorcycling. Now these are not a motorcycling boot, get that out of the way, but they basically have all of the benefits of a motorcycle boot and maybe even a little bit more. Got really cool armor around the front here, so you don't smash your toes against some heavy duty rocks. Vibram sole with lots of grip. And with that, that is everything I'm bringing on our trip to South America for 2 weeks. Camping, motorcycling, going through cities, and I hope to report back and to share with you some of my favorites after I test all this gear out and give the feedback. I think that's about it. So thank you for watching. Take care. Oh shit, am I going down? No.